This video is not intended for minors. This video is intended for adults 18 and above. Anything you see in this video, do not attempt or do not try at home without adult supervision if you are under the age of 18. If you're over the age of 18, still use caution and common sense. Thank you. The products you see in this video are not sponsored. They're products that I've bought myself and used and found them to be likable. So I'm sharing them with you in case you want to buy the product and use it yourself. Thank you. So I figured I'd do a review on this Makita bench planer, because I never did a review on it. So in case somebody wants one, I don't remember the exact cost of this, but it was around what, $1,000. This is the 2012 NB. They also make the 2012. The 2012 is cheaper. The 2012 NB is more expensive. It's got more horses, got more horsepower. It's a better planer. It's got the cut capacity, the width. It's 304 millimeter planer. It's not that bad of a planer. Really powerful. Never had any problems with it. I messed it up a little bit running really hard wood through it, trying to take off too much at one time. But if you don't do that, you're not going to have a problem. This is where the brush goes. It's got this here. You can drop this down. That way you can control. You can't go down no farther when that's like that. Push that button in and push it up. Here's the adjuster. This takes it up. This takes it down. It had a measurement on this side, a measurement sticker, but its measurement sticker come off. I'll probably put another one back on later. It's got one on the back side also, a measurement sticker on the back side right here. This also comes with the tools to change the blade. It's got the magnets, the tools to change the blades in it. The blades are double-sided, so you can flip them around, mess one up one side. I've never had any complaints with this planer, and I did a whole lot of planing with this planer, a lot. And I've never, if you're in the market for a good planer, you want to spend a little bit of money to get something that's going to last, then buy this. You can go with DeWalt, Milwaukee. Other ones, they're going to be more expensive than this one. You can go with a bigger one, but the bigger you get, the more money they're going to cost. And I'm going to unhook it because I'm going to. Yeah, the blades are right here. It's common sense not to put your hand up under there when that thing's turning. But I mean, if you're dumb enough to do this to a machine while it's on, I mean, you get what you deserve. So I'm gonna hook it back up. This here is the on-off. It's not that loud either. There's the easy on, easy off. This is the in-feed side with the on-off button. It's got this here, so when you roll it, I'll roll it down because I'll plane this. Show you how it works. When you plane small things like this, don't always send it down the middle. Because if you always send it down the middle, you're wearing that one part of your blade. Anytime that you're not got something that fits all the way across, put it in different areas each time, but wear your blade in one area. And then when you put this down like this and you're bumping this thing, you know that it's gonna hit the wood. The blade's gonna hit the wood because it's hitting this thing. So I'll drop it down a little bit lower because I'm gonna take a little bit more off. This is a big adjuster, and it also has a micro adjuster that you can turn to make micro adjustments in case you need to take just a very small piece off. Micro adjuster. Got the arrow to tell you which way's up and which way's down, because sometimes it's easier to get that confused. Because even with that, if I don't look at it, sometimes I'll be turning it down to go up. I'll turn it sideways so you can see better. Take it on. This one here has marks on it because I was playing with another planer and I hit a nail with it. That's what you got to watch out. So you turn it on. It got hung up on the back side because this side's thicker. So we'll run it on this thicker side first. Run it on the thicker side first because it went all the way through and then this back side got stuck on this outer piece. So the planer gets it so smooth you almost don't have to sand it. It's a piece of red mahogany. And the good thing about a planer is you can make all of your wood exactly the same width, exactly the same. Say you've got 5 of these and you want them the exact same size, you can do that on the planer. And when you're done planing the front and the back, you need to plane the side, and you plane the side also. And there you also have a nice good looking piece of wood again, but on top of that, like I said, you can make them all the same size. So say you've got this one here, and this one is obviously going to be thicker than this one because I've just been planing. See how much thicker this one is than this. You can run this one through the planer. Run this one through the planer. Couple of times. And now both of these are the exact same thickness. Both sides. These, if you're a woodworker, You build furniture, things like that. If you do framing work, don't need this. But if you do woodworking, furniture building, things like that, you're building decks, you want to beautify your deck, make all your wood the same size and stuff, you really need one of these. And this Makita one is the way to go. Because it's heavy duty, you can handle a lot of hard wood, you can do a lot of work. This thing's a workhorse. You can work this thing to death. And it'll still keep going. If you're in the market for a really good planer, and this thing has served me well for quite a while now. 2 years. I think about 2 years now I've had this. And I put this thing's been through hell and back. If you want a really good planer, I will go with the Makita 2012 NB. And you're going to be getting what you pay for it. You're going to pay good money, and you're going to get a good machine in return. And this thing will serve you very well. This thing will serve you good when you're woodworking. Just keep it clean. Keep it wiped down. Oil these places here that's going to rust on it. It's common sense. These things are going to rust. Keep them oiled. If you don't maintain your machine, you don't oil it, you don't take care of it, then it starts falling apart. That's your problem. You done it. The machine didn't fail. You failed as an owner of the machine. You're the failure, not the machine. You keep your machine up, you clean it, you oil it. And I'm not talking about little wood shavings laying around. These little wood shavings laying around in here is not going to hurt nothing. You can leave them in there. That's not going to do nothing to that machine. I'm talking about keeping all that thick dust off of it and wiping it down and keeping it oiled. I'm not talking about stuff like that, because that's nothing. That's not going to do anything to no machine, as long as it's not wet. And that's another thing. Don't be running wood through this that's got a lot like a pine that's not dried out good or been kilned, because you're going to get sap and stuff hung up in there on your blades, and you're going to have to take the top off, take it apart, and get all that sticky sap off of those blades. So if you think you're going to do sawmill work with one of these, think again. These things are not made for a sawmill. These things are made for furniture making, at home use, and for heavy duty work in a furniture shop, things like that. These are not made to go cut down a rainforest. And so that's all I got to say about this thing. If you like it, go buy it. But if you don't, go to Harbor Freight, get a cheap one, have it fall apart in about 7-8 months, and then complain about how you lost your money. Like I said, you get what you pay for. You pay cheap money. If you're cheap and you pay cheap money, then you're going to get a cheap tool. You pay good money, you're going to get a good tool. And if you do a lot of woodworking like I do, make the good investment, not the temporary investment. Because if you buy one that don't last, you buy one that don't cut good, you buy one that if you put too much of a hard wood in it, you're going to mess up your roller, you're going to mess up your blade, because it just can't handle it. Then you're still going to end up, you're going to be so frustrated with it, you're going to be like, I'm going to buy me one of those good ones. So you buy a good one. So now you're not only out the money for the good one, you're out the money for that bad one that you bought also. So it's a cheaper route to get something good the first time than buy something crappy and then have to then get something good later on. Just get the good stuff right off. But if you're just a weekend hobbyist that hardly ever does anything, hardly ever does any woodwork, works mostly really soft wood, maybe the cheap route's for you. But if you're a hardcore woodworker and your hands look like this all the time because you work all the time, you got calluses on your hands, then get one of these. If you got baby soft white hands, then get a Harbor Freight or something cheap. But anyway, it also has fold up arms, fold up bed. So I'm going to leave it open because I'm going to clean it here in a minute. So that's it. If you want one, buy it. It's a really good investment. I've had this one 2 years. Like I said, I've only had one little bit of damage, and that was user fault, my fault, because I was running hardwood through it that was bigger than this, or wider than this hardwood, and I tried to take off too big of a bite at one time. I should have whittled it down little by little, but like I said, mistakes happen. I tried to take off too much at one time and messed up the sprocket in it, and I had to change it. And while I was at it, I went ahead and changed the blades also, because the blades needed it, but I messed the sprocket up in it. because it bogged down on the wood because I took off too big of a bite and messed the sprocket up. So I had to buy 3 more sprockets that went in this side here. It's got a belt on this side, and I had to put it back. But other than that, if it's not used, if I didn't do that myself, I've never had a problem like that with this. I just changed the blade. Like I said, sometimes it's the user's fault, and that time it was my fault. But none of these machines are made to take off big, huge bites of nothing. Take off little at a time, little at a time. So, get one of these if you want it, enjoy it, and I think this will be a lifetime machine for you. So now I'm going to clean up the mess. It's good to vacuum it. This is a good skill vacuum cleaner also, but this thing broke, so it's got the best fix on the planet around it, tape. It's of course electrical tape, eventually always comes loose. But this vacuum cleaner is pretty good. It's better than that standard one I bought. That standard one's wet dried, it's on the dry. I'm going to get a kind of like a bucket system set up, so I don't have to keep cleaning that filter so much. And it's quiet too, it's not loud. And I actually cleaned the filter last night, so it should have good suction. Into this side. Clogged up.
Oh wow, smart.
Guess I'll be sweeping that man. Sweep right up later. Yeah. But if anyone would like to sponsor my channel, I would gladly accept their sponsorship, and I would gladly do a review on any product or item that is sent to me. Again, thank you very much for watching the channel.